Hi, welcome back to Lenfin's Cocktails. Today we're going to make a modern classic, the Penicillin. The Penicillin is generally based on some blended scotch, honey syrup, ginger syrup, lemon juice, with a float of a smokier scotch on top. Today we're going to switch that up a little bit and we're going to use Japanese whiskey instead of scotch. For our main spirit today, we're going to go with NIKKA coffee malt. It's a blended Japanese whiskey. I think it tastes really good, but it does have a somewhat milder, less smoky flavor, which I think will go great as the base spirit. For the float on top though, we're going to use NIKKA from the barrel. It's a higher proof and a little stronger, more scotch peated flavor to it. I think it'll go nicely on the float like a traditional single malt scotch would on top. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and start building our cocktail. First, we're going to take a ½ ounce of ginger syrup. I only recently tried ginger syrup for the first time here and it is incredibly good, and I feel like it adds a new depth to a lot of cocktails. I'm sad that I didn't try it earlier, but I'm really happy that I have it now. Next, we're going to do 2/3 of an ounce of our honey syrup. Now, this is over an ounce of syrup in the cocktail, but it does taste really good. So yeah, I think it's worth the extra little bit. Next, we're going to juice 3/4 of an ounce of lemon. I can never juice this thing without it going everywhere. But it did give me a perfect 3/4 of an ounce. So that's that. And finally, we'll put our whiskey in. We'll be doing 1.5 ounces of our NIKKA coffee malt. I really love NIKKA coffee malt. In fact, it's one of the first whiskeys that I started making in old fashions when I started liking them. A Japanese whiskey is not typically used in an old fashioned, I think, because it's closer to scotch, and that's not really all that common in old fashions either. I happen to really like it. It tastes great. Maybe I'll do a video about that sometime soon. Anyway, let's get some ice and shake our cocktail. Throw our ice into our big shaker. Let's close this up and give it a shake. Give it a good hard seal. It's not going anywhere. And we're gonna shake for about 10 to 15 seconds. There we go. We've got a nice frost built up on the outside of our shaker cup. I think we're ready to pour. We're gonna use a chilled rocks glass for this cocktail. We've got our chilled rocks glass. Let's also grab some ice. Here's my halfway decent attempt at a gem cut ice. I think it came out pretty okay. Let's go ahead and put that into our glass. And now we can strain our cocktail into the glass. Now, I will say I am gonna double strain this. I always double strain shaking cocktails. I wanna get rid of any of those little ice chunks out, and it does supposedly help with the aeration. Now we're gonna add our float, and we're gonna do 1/4 ounce of our NIKKA from the barrel. And in order to do that, we'll take a mixing spoon and gently pour it over the top. This way, our nice NIKKA from the barrel is sitting on top of the drink and not quite mixed in. For our final step, which is the garnish, a lot of people do a ginger candy sometimes, but I don't have that. So I'm just gonna use this nice dehydrated lemon wheel and place it on top of my gem cut ice here. And there we go, a Japanese penicillin. With this drink, I really love the honey and ginger mixed in. This drink starts out, you first get a strong hint of the NIKKA from the barrel because it is that stronger power Japanese whiskey just sitting on top. And right after that, you get the little bit of the spice from the ginger and the smoothness of the honey, followed up by the other NIKKA, the coffee malt. And it just comes together so well in waves of flavor that it's truly a tremendous cocktail. I'm really happy that I found this cocktail. I can't wait to play with it a little bit more and try some different spirits in it. This is the second time I made it. The first time I made it, I used Johnny Walker Blue Label for my base scotch, and I used Ledaig 10-year scotch, which is very peated on top, and it came out fantastic, and I think this is equal to that cocktail. If not a little better, because it's Japanese. And we're in Japan. So this is the Penicillin Cocktail with a little bit of Japanese flair to it. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. If you want to see any other cocktails, please leave us a note in the comments or send me a message. Also, check out the Instagram page. We post 2 to 3 cocktails a week with recipes and sometimes some new bottles we find and cocktails to be on the lookout for. Cheers!